Hi guys, today we're going to be doing a top 5 from the drugstore, and I know a lot of you have been requesting these, so I'm actually going to be making a couple in the upcoming videos, and so I hope you enjoy them. This one's going to be over my favorite concealers, my drugstore concealers, and one of them is very interesting. It is something I found not too long ago and tried it, and I'm just obsessed with it, and I just think it's the coolest thing. If you guys hear any background noise, I apologize. There is a concert or something going on outside, so I don't even know what that is, honestly. I didn't know there was anything going on. But if you hear background noise, I apologize for that. And we're just going to get started. The first one, I'm actually going to kind of go through these from my least, they're all my favorites, but they're going to be from my least favorite to my most favorite. And I'm going to give reasons for that as well. But all of these have proven to be long-lasting, and most of them have proven to be completely 100% coverage. There's only one that has slightly less coverage, but I still like it, and I'll explain that as well. But all of these have just proven to just way outlast any of the other concealers I've tried, and have good pigmentation, and we are just going to go through them like that. The first one, I have brought this one up before, but it is the Almay Clear Complexion Blemish Heal Technology Concealer, and it just looks like this. I apologize if mine looks a little beat up. I have had it for a while, but this is in a darker skin tone than I usually use right now. I'm using pretty much the lightest tone right now. We're starting to edge out of that a little bit. But, so I'm not using this currently, but this one was pretty much my go-to one for all of last year, and I pretty much made myself branch out and try other ones, especially because I knew I wanted to do a video on this. But this one has been super long lasting. It does not come off when exposed to water, it doesn't run, and it does, because it has a light tint to it, is a slight warm tint to it. It handles the dark circles really well. It blends out and gets rid of the kind of bluish tint behind them, which I have a really big problem with. My next one is going to be this Neutrogena one, and this one I just kind of got on a whim. I wasn't expecting it to be something that I really liked too awfully much. There is a piece of glitter stuck to my hand. I apologize for that. But it turned out to be really great. The formula for being a stick concealer like this, which I usually don't like, I usually find them pretty thick and heavy and dry. It is super clean, super creamy. This is the one that has the lighter coverage, but I don't mind that because it's super buildable, so that hasn't really been a problem or mattered. And that one just looks like that. It goes on really well. I just use my fingers for this one, just like I use my hands for this one, just to like pat it out and blend it in. And if you guys are curious, I'll just swatch this one for you too, just so you can kind of get an idea of how thick and different ones are. And that is that one, the first one, and that's the second one. As said, this one can tend to be a little more opaque. Look at that horrible color change. That is okay. Obviously, I tan well. But the next one is, where's your name? I know you're by NYX. It is the NYX just concealer. It just says concealer. It doesn't say anything else. Full coverage concealer. It comes in this little tub, this little tiny thing, and I actually use a brush for this one. I just have a little tiny, I actually think it's an eyeshadow brush, but instead of using an actual concealer brush, I just find that I have more control with just a little flat eyeshadow brush, so that's just personal preference. But that one I just use the brush for and pat it in and pat it into place. I really like this stuff. The only problem I have with it is sometimes it can be a little on the dry side, but it has super good coverage, and so I don't even complain. I don't even care. It works very well, very well. This one is definitely, I can't really, here, we'll try swatching anyway. I can't really swatch that too well for you because I can't get into the little tub with my finger, which is why I use a brush for it, but so that swatch doesn't really do it justice because I can't really get it out, but I just adore this little thing. I think it's useful, but as said, if you need a concealer that's gonna be on the moist side, I wouldn't use that one. It doesn't personally bother me because I have very oily skin, so that would be my only complaint with it. Okay, the weird one is this one. It's a little tiny aerosol can, like compared to my hands. That's how big it is. And it is the Aero Mineral Makeup Mist. It's in Biscuit, which is the lightest shade, and it is the Hydrating Mineral Concealer. It's a little aerosol concealer. Okay, I might be getting excited for no reason, and people might have seen this before, but I just thought this was the coolest thing. And you literally just spray a little bit under your hand like you would with any other spray thing. I try to keep its little cap in here. That's actually supposed to be red, so I go through and I will clean that off just so, because it will start getting congested, and it just sprays. Like, I was dabbing it here, but it just sprays out, and I just use a brush, and this is actually how they instruct you on it to use it as well, is to spray a little bit on your hand and just use a brush and dab it on it and then dab it on. I haven't tried using my hands to do it because I just like doing it that way, but it has really good coverage. Like, I wasn't expecting that because it was so kind of opaque coming out, I felt, because it was in a spray, but it just clung right on, and it doesn't, that one, I have gone river rafting with that thing on, and it does not come off. I mean, some people might think it's weird I go swimming with makeup on, but it just happens. I don't always know when my friends are going to invite me to go swimming, but either way, it just lasts. It does not crease, and I have very defined lines underneath my eyes that tend to crease makeup very easily, especially concealers if they're too thick. But this stuff is just buildable, and it's like one of the best concealers I've ever used. Now, on to the last one. A friend of mine actually turned me onto this because she was just like, you just need to try this. You love finding concealers that will cover those dark circles that you hate so much, and this stuff is like the most amazing thing ever. And so I tried it, and this has been the most amazing concealer I have ever used. It is just, it erases everything, and it stays on, and it does not budge, and it does not get chalky, it does not feel thick. It is just the most wonderful stuff I have ever used as far as concealers go, and it is the Physicians Formula Concealer RX, the Physician Strength Concealer, and I don't think it has any other colors. I do believe that was the one problem, is that it only comes in this one color, which is Natural Light, but this was just the most amazing stuff. I was blown away by it. I was like, wow. And it is definitely a little more pricey than for a drugstore one, but so is this one. This one I think is like $10 or something, and I don't actually know how much this one is specifically, but I do know it's more expensive. And it just looks like that. Do really tiny, and this stuff you don't need a lot at all. And I mean, don't even bother putting a lot on, you're just gonna waste it. Like that little smudge, it just can cover everything, and it's super spreadable, super creamy, super nice. It is just wonderful stuff. It blends right in. Like, it just, these other ones, even though they are my other favorites, they just don't even compare to it. Honestly, this one is just the most wonderful concealer I've ever used, hands down. So if you were gonna definitely invest in a concealer that you wanted to work fully, if not better than some high-end ones, I believe, definitely try this one. As said, it is Physicians Formula, and it just looks like that. It's in this little squeezy tube, and that is it for my concealers. I hope this helps you guys pick out a concealer that you will like and love, and or just find interesting, or at least give you something new to try. My next one is going to be a foundation one, so I hope you guys look forward to that. I know I am. Please like this video and subscribe, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Bye!